what can you tell us about the update?
I mean, I can tell quite many things, but actually, first I want to tell you that we have decided to not name it yet.
Well then, wasn't expecting that. Minecraft Live has just concluded, showing off a whole bunch of new things, including the next major update we'll be seeing. And yep, as is stated, there is no name to 1.20, at least as of yet, but as we look through the features they've shown, I think we have a pretty good idea as to what we should name it. First off, if you enjoy building with new types of wood, then look no further to 1.20, because now we are getting bamboo wood, I believe is what they explained it to me. Yeah, we can see it's a very pale style of wood type, kind of similar to oak, but in a very different way too. Which I guess does mean that we are going to get some form of new wood type inside the bamboo forest. That, or we're going to build it out of bamboo itself. Not exactly sure how that's going to work, but something I do know how it's going to work is the fact that we're not actually going to get a boat type, but instead a raft type for this type of new wood. It seems almost exactly the same as how a boat would work, but I guess because culturally speaking, more people that build out of bamboo wood use rafts instead of actual boats. I guess that does sort of make sense in some ways. But still, new wood types, I'm really excited to check them out. But something I'm much more conflicting on is the fact that instead of just having Alex and Steve as the default skins, we're now having a whole bunch of new types of default skins. I believe they said they're going to add 7 new types of default skins, which, if I'm honest, if we look at them all in a line, I just see a skin pack. I don't see default skins. That, and also, we relate to default skins because they have names, honestly. For me, at least, like, we could see, that's Alex, that's Steve. Who are these other characters? Who are these other guys? So I guess to put it simply, I don't see the appeal of adding new default skins. I always like just having simple and straightforward default skins. I always like having just Steve and Alex, but whatever. Moving on to something a little more exciting is the fact that now we have essentially bookshelves where we can actually store books inside of them. As we can see, they describe that we can store in normal books, written books, enchanted books, all different types of books. And this type of bookshelf also has redstone capability. So in case you want to say pull off some books from the bookcase, then you can actually open up a door, as we can see in this example. I like this idea, and I love new redstone components, so I'm sure sooner rather than later I'm actually going to find a way to use and incorporate this inside of some redstone. Another feature we saw during the show was actually hanging signs, and when I originally heard it, I was thinking, just you being able to place signs from the roof or from the ceiling, and I guess that's technically what it is, but it's also a completely different item to normal signs. They'll be slightly more expensive than normal signs, which means not everyone will probably use them as much as normal signs, but still, I like the idea of actually having signs hanging from the top of things. And one of the last things they showed off, which, if I'm honest, I think is going to be the most talked about thing, is camels. Camels are actually being introduced inside the game, and unlike horses or donkeys or any other type of rideable mob, this one can actually house 2 different people on it. That means, much like a normal boat, in case you want to travel very long distances, but with only one thing, so you don't have to, accidentally get separated or something like that, then a camel might be a good way in doing that. It's also a pretty good safety mob, because it's such a tall mob that shorter mobs, such as husks or zombies, can't actually reach you, so you actually are fairly safe on top of this one mob. Speaking of new mobs, you might be interested in knowing which mob actually won the mob vote, and surprising to no one, the Sniffer is actually the one who won. And in case you were someone who did vote for the Rascal or the Tough Golem or something like that, then I think there is still hope for them actually coming in. And if I'm honest, the more we knew about the other mobs, the more I was okay with any one of them being added, but still, the frog didn't win its vote, and it still got introduced, so there's always hope for the other mobs. And in case any of these new 1.20 features interest you, then, surprisingly, we'll actually be able to test them out a lot sooner than we originally thought.
This year, you will actually be able to playtest the new features in betas, snapshots, and previews just a few days from now.
So yeah, in just a few days' time, as of the release of this one video, as of the day of Minecraft Live, we'll actually be able to test out 1.20 features we saw during the show. But from what I'm hearing so far, there's a lot of misconceptions and some disappointment about the fact that what we saw at Minecraft Live might just be all that we are going to get in 1.20, and that's not necessarily the case. They already mentioned that 1.20 features shown during the show have been through serious and full development, and is very late in development at this one point. Which does mean that, obviously, there's going to be a lot more to come. There's going to be, hopefully, so many more types of features and things and interesting ways of playing 1.20 in the coming months as development goes through. And as it happens, as of making this video, King Big Dogs just tweeted saying some insights into 1.20 and its new approaches here. The update does have a theme, we've just intentionally decided not to give it a name initially so we can shape the update with the community and give a name that fits its contents. And honestly, I'm kind of okay with this kind of approach. I don't think we should do it every single year, but at least as of right now, having us being able to actually shape the update as it comes out is kind of a good idea. But yeah, let me know what you think of the show down below. Let me know what you think of 1.20 so far down below. And for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.